Good evening, everybody. Good evening. What's going on? Thinking Game podcast. Um, had to just get started today. Tip of the day: if you have home warranty, please use it. Keep it up. Take care of it. Don't let it lapse. It works. I'm telling you. I thought it was a um, scam or sham, but home warranty works. That $80 a month, hey, it'll save you so much money in the long run. So with that being said, we just made an account on Buzzsprout, but the free account only lets you post the hours. So I want to make this for everybody on Buzzsprout and whoever watch it. Corp Tech Media. We do a lot of different types of content, sports, and the Thinking Game podcast. More content to come as we get more time. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We on YouTube, CTM TV LR, Instagram CTM TV LR, and Twitter CTM TV LR. So, if you don't hear the whole podcast, you just hear a preview on Buzzsprout. Just go over to YouTube, and you can get the whole podcast in video and audio. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Let's get it started. Let me do my back end stuff real quick. Let me find it. And let's get it started. Also, let me know in the comments if you like to say anything while I'm talking about this, because some crazy stuff happened. Maybe Jay might get a chance to come in. We'll see if he get a chance to come in. I got done kind of late doing some stuff with the home warranty, and I'm telling you, home warranty, it pays for itself when you have something come up. So let's go to the slides. So the thinking game, content that encourages thinking, positive perspective, angles, everyday working people, conversation about life. We don't want to do all the vulgarity. We don't want to be cussing and stuff. Just I'm a dad now, you know what I'm saying? I'm raising a family. I'm a husband, father, and a man of God. So don't want to do all that. Don't even feel like it. I've done all that in my 20s, man. I'm 40 now, so I got time for all that. But we just want to have conversations, pass down game to our youth, encourage thinking, really think before you make the decision. And before I get into the first topic, I want to say I think I just seen this Bobby Knight, coach. He's known for the coach of Indiana. Recently passed away. I think it was yesterday. I think somebody said rest in peace, Bobby Knight. And I want to ask the viewers, when you think about Bobby Knight, is it a mixed review or was he a good guy? Because his personality is it comes with a mixed review. Um, Hard nosed coach, um, tough way of how he reached people. Let's say a lot of you'll have some players that say he was rough, really intrusive. You have some players that say that made them tougher. They didn't mind it. That he was a disciplinarian. So there's that area in between, that throwing a chair on the court, getting in players' face. Definitely won a lot of games in Indiana. Um, Let me know in the comments what you think about Bobby Knight, because I think it's like a mixed bag. You have some people on this side of the fence saying he was a good man. You have some people on this side of the fence that said they wish they never would have played for him. But um, I think if you played in sports, especially like high school sports or any amateur sports, there are a lot of coaches with that kind of personality more than what people want to talk about. because sometimes when you in different areas or small towns or small areas, and that's the only coach that you have, you don't have a lot of options. And if you try to out that coach, and that coach come back and could kick you off the team, now you don't have anywhere else to play or get that exposure. You don't want to run the risk of doing that. So I know in our culture they try to say about snitching and stuff like that, but it applies to every culture, I think, whether it's sports. They say what goes on in the locker room, stay in the locker room, or in practice, mafia, all that stuff. So it goes across the board. It's not just one culture. It's many cultures that don't really get down with it. So, but let me know in the comments about Bobby Knight. What do you think about him? You think he was a good man? You think he was misunderstood, or do you think he was wired the way he was wired, and that's just who he was? And some people can endure it, some people can't. Like you say, Isaiah Thomas came from Bobby Knight, and Isaiah Thomas is one of the goats. He great. Was a great point guard. Loved Isaiah Thomas. Um, but not everybody can handle a coach being coached by Bobby Knight, his coaching style. Some people could, some people couldn't. Definitely won a ton of games. So let me know in the comments what you think. Also, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Help us reach 1K subscribers. That's our goal, is to reach 1K. And to my youth out there, please understand that free time costs money. Please make good decisions. Please be intentional about it. If you don't know, ask somebody with some sense that can guide you in the right direction, and then you can take off from there. But do not take missteps if you don't have to. Be smart and informed, and have some sense, and take the best steps you can possibly take. Be as efficient as you possibly can. Um, and pretty much, that's what we make the content about. We trying to give back to our youth. We trying to really change the game about giving them game stuff that we wasn't taught. We want to say, how can we pass this experience back to the youth so they can have the upper hand as they grow and they start making decisions, because that's one of the most slept on skills when becoming an adult, is making decisions and choices. And one of the most best skills you can have as an adult is being a self accountable, being accountable with yourself. Um, you can't run around not being accountable. You end up getting in some stuff that you can't get out of, or getting in some stuff that could be detrimental and hard to come back from. So be accountable with yourself, because a lot of times people get offended when they're held accountable. But when you understand what accountability is and why it's important, you will understand. You won't get offended. And if you do get offended, you got to ask yourself, why do I not want to be accountable for the things that I do? And with that being said, we are going to get ready to go into our first topic. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what you think so far about the podcast. I think we've been doing this for a couple years now. So let us know. Let me pull up the slide. Let's go to slide number 2. And it says, no, it won't do right. It ain't going to do right. Hold on. Joe Smith was furious over finding out his wife had a OnlyFans page. Appreciate that, Tramel. We're going to have to get you on the podcast, bro. I know you want to do sports. I meant to ask you, did you want to come on the podcast? But we're gonna get you on the next one. I'm gonna hit you up, man. See if you want to come on here. Let me know. But Joe Smith wife did this video on TikTok, filming him kind of being furious about finding out that she had an OnlyFans page. So many details are coming out. It's kind of sporadic. Let me know in the comments, how would you feel if you're married and you find out that your wife was doing an OnlyFans page for like a year and you just found out? Before I get deep into this, I want to thank my wife, Ashley Gray, for not doing those kind of things, making my plight as a husband easier day by day as we grow together. She makes my plight easier. And with that being said, I also did my homework and I studied who she was and understood who she was, so these kind of things wouldn't happen. What I mean by that is you have to know who yeah, she the GOAT, bro, for sure. You gotta know who you're dealing with, man. You guys kind of like in the NFL, right? I don't think most men, or maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. Most men, do they realize this or not? Break this down real quick. Most men, when you're looking for a wife, you're like a GM in the NFL. So you have to recruit talent. You have to look at the talent. What do you need to win? Like, what fits your system? What intangibles do you need to win? What about the traits? Consistency. Is this wife that you're looking at, this virtuous woman, is she consistent? Will she make the sacrifices of being a mother? Just individual things. Does she want to be a mother? You know, even if she's able to have kids, but I'm saying, but most, high percentage, can have kids. Do she want to take that journey to being a mother? Because it's not easy bearing kids, guys. It's not, and it takes a different kind of woman to have the mindset when that time comes to bear kids and make the sacrifices necessary to carry your kids. That's why I have a deep appreciation for my wife, and I thank her for not doing something like that. But you have to be able to discern, ask God to show you, discern these things. Is this a first round number one draft pick or not? And if not, can you deal with drafting a third or fourth round pick, the ups and downs? If this person don't fit what you need or fit, your team as a GM, why draft that player? And I bring it back around to this, is that they said that she was a former adult star. I'm trying to talk slow. I want to make sure I get this point across. She was a former adult star. Now, if you're drafting a player, you do the background check, and you find out this is a former adult star. Now the thinking game starts. Do I keep going down the path of recruitment, or B, do I stop? This depends on who you are as a person. But what you got to understand is we're going to talk about this a little later in one of the slides, but she is who she is, you know what I'm saying? And can you deal with that? And that is one of those questions you really got to think about. It's not a 5-minute kind of answer. When you say, "Can you deal with that?" We talking about marrying this person and being with this person for life. So, can you deal with that, right? So, she had an OnlyFans for a year, and they're saying, allegedly he found out through another person, let him know that, but she had it for a year without him even knowing, and just unfortunate, man, because he was pretty ticked about it. And I know people are gonna be saying, try to say that he insecure, but I don't think so. I think it's a tough thing to deal with, your wife out there on Instagram, and she said it was for the money, but sometimes I think is a lot of people do stuff for attention. And the thing is, they're older. I'm 40, so Joe Smith they got to be close to 50, in their 50s or something like that. So it's kind of, it's I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But let me know in the comments what you think. If you find out your wife was doing OnlyFans, how would that, affect you? Should she have told him he was doing this when she first started? Should she have told him or asked him for permission? Because one thing she said was in the TikTok video, she was arguing with him. A lot of times when you argue, you gotta be them key words, like key words people say. That's why it's best not to argue. Just be quiet, let people talk. She said, I did it. It's my body, my life. That's what she told him. She kept saying, my body, my life. I can do what I want to do. The thing is, kiddos, is when you're married, you have to make sure you understand what marriage is and the definition of marriage. A lot of times people try to remix it. People try to change it or add to it or take away from it. But from a biblical perspective, marriage is marriage. You become one. That's the whole key of it. Man and woman become one. And I belong to my wife. My wife belongs to me. There is no my life is our life. I even struggle with that. I had to learn that when I got married to get out of the ego. All right, bring my boy Jay in.
What's up, brother?
What's up, bro? You all right?
Good. Episode 80, right?
Yeah, episode 80, man.
Yeah,
So,
time keep ticking away.
boy.
What we on?
Oh yeah, you're gonna like this one, man. I think this is right up your alley, man. We probably be the Joe Smith. I know you probably seen that video, right?
Yeah.
OnlyFans. Do you think that's kind of crazy, or you think it's?
I think it's kind of crazy. Because I'm all about communication. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm not as strict as you are on some things. I'm a kind of fly by the seat of my pants type of guy. But so when I first heard it, I'm thinking of a regular person's point of view. Being okay, he's a former NBA player, so they're used to money, right? And maybe the money goes down a little bit, you know what I mean? The lifestyle, and she's just doing what she has to do to keep up with. But then when I hear this information is coming in steps, it's staggered to me.
Yeah.
Being a
Yeah.
former adult film star kind of
I just said, yep.
changed the whole thing for me. And I noticed that was your point.
Yeah.
So people are who they are. And then that's the source of income. Like the adult film industry, when she was working, was very grimy, very gritty. OnlyFans is light work compared to that. You know what I mean? For her, so she really didn't think it's that bad, and that's her hustle. That's what she was doing. That's her skill set. You know what I mean? That's like her telling him he can't play basketball or coach basketball. Like, I mean, he's been doing that for all his life. That's his thing. That's his career choice. And he knew who he married, right? Too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
You know, if I would have, you know, like saying, I'm not saying I'm too good for one. If I married an adult film star, um, I understand certain stuff, but I don't really like going stuff going on in my house without my knowledge. I don't want to be the last to know. I don't want to be like you got 5,000 people subscribe to your channel. 5,000 people know before I knew something that was going on in my house. I need the respect of communication, even if you're not okay. Now, you know, I mean, I think I would want to sign off on it, but if I'm not, I want to at least a communication like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. We not living like we used to, and I want a couple of things, and I understand your situation, and I don't want to ask you for no more money, and I can make this or that. You know what I mean? Or I'm doing this for fun. This is what I like to do. You know what I mean? Like, ask me if I want to be, you know what I mean, a guest star. You know what I mean? I don't want to get a disfellowship from the church, but I'll do what I can to show a united front. So, you know, I'm a little bit more, you know, adventurous, I guess, than like most people. But the communication was really stick out to me that you felt like, you know, like it's a little kid. You know you're doing something wrong when you can't tell your parents or you can't, you don't want to say nothing. You know what I mean? I got to find out for myself. And that would have been, that would have kind of broke my heart a little bit.
I think she wanted the attention, man, but I guess I don't know. It's just everybody marriage now. It seems like there's no there's no clear definition anymore. Everything's changing.
Nobody likes rules.
Like, huh?
Nobody likes rules. There's no standard. Marriage is you can do what you want to do. You know what I mean? To each his own.
All right, Mom. You might hear some crazy stuff, Mama. You better be careful. No, but now, I don't know, man. It's tough, man. Like I said, I thank my wife, man, for not putting me in that kind of situation. Cause number one, like I was asking my wife, I wondered, but I found out later on. But I was wondering, like, what if you find out? What if he was on OnlyFans? He was looking around on OnlyFans and he saw. He didn't know, but he saw his wife there. Like, wait a minute, wait a minute, man, that's my wife. But I think somebody had told him that, you know, that she had an OnlyFans. But
is it different being famous or, you know, used to be famous compared to the average Joe? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, I make a okay salary, you know what I mean? And, you know, my wife got a good job, but she's doing this on the side. Is that a different conversation because they're celebrities or she's been in the adult film industry? You know, like I'm curious on the thoughts of regular people. Like, well, hey, what would you do if you found your husband making content? You know what I mean? You thought he was just having fun with himself. Now he's making content for the world to see, you know. So
So according to his wife, they're having financial troubles, and she wanted to make extra money. My thing is, there are so many ways to make extra money than being on OnlyFans. I mean, you can make an Etsy account and sell T-shirts. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm married to Joe Smith. You know, I'm number one. I don't know. You do all kind of stuff. So many other ways to make money, man. You know what I'm saying? To do that.
Well,
and we're 40. How old is? I mean, she got to be what, in the 50s, maybe.
Yeah, you know that's like like
it's kind of like rapping. It's kind of like rapping at 50. You should be trying to get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But when you think that like normal people, right? So when I think about that, well, she was a ex-adult film star, so this is all in her wheelhouse. I mean, she knows how to do this stuff, and like, you know, she was probably making videos in the days where the VHS, you know, tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is a totally different thing, you know, for her, for her to make this money. You know what I mean? And you gotta do what pays you. You know what I mean? And that's what she knows.
I think she just used that as a convenience. You know, people always rationalize, you know, what they do. You know what I'm saying? They can always do that.
But you know, and exactly. Before she met him, that was something she wanted to do so much so she made a career out of it. So it's an opportunity to do what she loves again, with not with other people, with herself. You know what I mean? And
Because when it really boiled down to it, I don't think he would have ever approved it. That's why she did it without him knowing. I don't think he would have ever approved it as being a husband.
yeah, and I thought, and I think that too. That's why she didn't tell him.
So you think is that
It,
disrespectful? Is that disrespectful?
yeah, it's disrespectful. You know what I mean? But on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 7 or 6. You know what I mean? And it was just the lying. You know what I mean? Now showing your body parts on the internet. You know what I mean? That's all. That's a 10. You know what I mean? But on the disrespect meter, I'd give a 6 or 7. But given our history, you know what I mean? She's got a past in that industry. So
But here's the thing, right? Everybody before they get married, unless you ain't never did nothing, everybody got a past. And most sane people, if you got any kind of common sense that are sane, you give up that in order to become one with another person, right?
Right, but I disagree when
Go to butt. Okay, go to butt.
This is a very weird field of work, of study, or a career choice. Now we're looking at it like sexual infidelity or anything like that, but it's not that. It's a job for her. It's been a job for her, or skill set or trade. That's her trade. Now replace sex work was sex with a trade or a skill. Telling somebody they can't weld. Now, this is what he accepted. Now, yeah, I'm gonna excuse your sexual past, and you're not gonna be able to do the things you did when you were single in a sexual manner personally. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the same stuff that she was doing that professionally. Now, I would give up. You were supposed to forsake all others and become one in marriage, emotionally and sexually, but you don't say that about your profession. So that's the only thing.
The thing about welding, though, welding is you're welding metal to metal. You know what I'm saying? Her profession, I mean, it's not like welding. It's two different things. But what I'm saying is too, most men give up the bachelor lifestyle to get married. They just not doing it on camera, right?
That's completely different.
What's the difference?
That's her job.
What's the difference? It's just one's on camera, one not. What's the difference?
That's her job. You know what I mean? Or that's his job. You know what I mean? You give up all the emotional and pleasurable stuff. I understand it. But when it's your job, you know what I mean? Hey, it's different. You open the door. Now, if she wasn't a regular person, I would completely agree with you. But by that being her trade, or a person's trade, that's just why I disagree. Now, everything else, like 100% agree.
But see, it's two sides to the fence, right? I'm not judging her, and I'm just saying it sounded like she stopped when the money was there, but then when I guess the money got low, she reverted back to what she knew. I guess
That opened up a whole nother can of worms. I know some women that were faithful, down in the relationship, the money got low. They were, she allowed, well, if you can't take care of me, I should be able to do this. They got their freedom back. You know what I mean? Because they weren't financially held up. You know what I mean? Like, you used to pay all the bills. If I'm going 50-50, I should be able to sleep with whoever I want to sleep with, or make money however I want to make. And I've seen that happen to regular people. She was just a cool little wife. You know what I mean? When the money was coming in, that money coming in, she's speaking up disrespectfully. She's staying out. She's doing all this other stuff. I guess her loyalty was conditional of being completely taken care of and not halfway taken care of. So when you halfway take care of, she get half her freedom back, I guess.
So this is when you find a man or woman as you find them as you wish them. Wait a minute, did I say that right? Oh, okay. When you
You know
find
what
a
you
man or a
so you
woman
say it. Don't just say it.
finding
Don't.
somebody as they are, or do you find them as you wish them to be? That's the thing, right? Young kids understand it. When you find somebody, there's a difference between who they are and who you wish them to be. I guess is what I'm trying to say. You can't make somebody into something that they're not. You know what I'm saying? This is the perfect example. You can't make somebody into what they're not. It's easy to play the game. You know, you got the money, and this person just play. Oh, I don't gotta do that because you got the money. But did you have that conversation? What about if I went broke? What would you do?
Because
You know what I'm saying?
when it gets tight, people stick to what they know. They're going to use the skills they got to get what they need. People stop selling drugs for a little bit. You know what I mean? When the money coming in, good, illegal, but when it gets crunch time, they're gonna go back to what they know. And then that's another thing too. We all got potential, and we all believe in potential, but you can't cast that potential in. You know what I mean? He was in med school. You know what I mean? When y'all first met, and you're banking on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta really face it as reality. What if he stops right here and never realizes that potential? Are you okay with it? When you marry somebody, when you have a baby by him, you having a baby by that man that he is right now.
Yep, that's true.
You know what I mean? If he manifest that potential, great. You know what I mean? But you can't bank on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a good chance. You know what I mean? Sometimes you like he gonna be rich forever. Well, he gonna stop selling drugs. He got potential to be smart. He gonna stop beating me. If he beating you now, you know what I mean?
Right.
You can want it to get better, but you can't really expect it like that. You know what I mean? Like, well, he has so much potential. Now you 10 years down the line and you still in the same place because you was wishing or hoping that potential will manifest. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with wanting better and hoping somebody will do good, but when do you stop? You know what I mean? They've been a freshman for 10 years.
Right.
But he in school though, he in school or she in school, and she, this. You got to take them like, well, if they don't progress another day, I'm cool with this. You know what I mean? And we always preaching growth and development, change and potential.
Yeah.
Slow ain't no, but you gotta realize with yourself what you're willing to accept, or how much of their journey are you going to be pushing. Sometimes you got to be a cheerleader. Sometimes you got to be the motor of that car.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? Like when you deal with people, like you can't make somebody do something that they don't want to do. Two adults, like when you're talking about marriage, man, I don't know if people really understand the depthness of it. You know what I'm saying? Like with them being celebrities, you didn't think they probably didn't even go to marriage counseling. They probably just said, "Let's do it." You know what I'm saying? Oh no, I hope they went to marriage counseling, but
I mean, like what? What marriage counselor would like sign off? Hey, sir, you're a millionaire, and this is an adult film star. I think y'all gonna work out forever. You know what I mean? They define the odds. They've been together for a long time, and
some dudes out there that do it. I'm pretty sure some dudes out there that do it though.
You know what I mean? I would like if I felt that connection, you know what I mean? I will forget, like if an adult person, a film star person, you know what I mean? I can forgive they past, you know what I mean? But we would still have to go through the necessary steps of marriage counseling and really see if I'm emotionally ready to accept that kind of responsibility, and if she ready to emotionally give that up. Like that's a lot of counseling, you know what I mean?
And what do you think the mindset, like if you meet somebody like that, not saying we'll meet somebody, but if you met somebody like that, what do you think some of the things you have to think about as a man? Like if I draft this person, what are some of the things I'm gonna have to take on when I deal with this kind of person? A former adult star as a wife.
To have, well, first of all, health. First of all,
yes,
make sure everybody's healthy.
Right.
Get the they go see the white coats. You know what I mean? That's fine. You got to realize people have her past on their phone.
Film. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can see.
Definitely got to be secure.
if you go down that rabbit hole or you meet people at a party hey, I used to work with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Rico Suave. Oh man,
Yeah.
like blah blah blah. And you can people, your mom, your dad, your uncles, your cousins can see your wife working. You know what I mean? Some guys gonna give you a pat on the back. You got a good one, fam. You know what I mean? You lucky. You know what I mean? But some is gonna hate. You know what I mean? The church or whatever going to look at her a certain way. Can you deal with your family or your little cousins? You know what I mean? He's 15 years old. You know what I mean? Hey, look, Auntie Stella. You know what I mean? Auntie Misty. Look, that's you. You know what I mean? So,
speaking of that, right? Speaking of that, sisters, cousins, and uncles seeing you. Sisters, my sisters. I know I'm gonna get beat up for it, but if you put yourself on Facebook or Instagram, an IG model or whatever body parts you want to show off on TikTok, guess who all can see that? Not just the people that make you go viral, but guess what? You got family members that could probably see that too. So there's something to think about,
people coming up to your uncle, he's a pastor. Ain't that your niece? Woo wee.
If he ain't already seen it. If he ain't already seen it, you know what I'm saying?
People see they trying to get to him through you, but hey, you got to do what's best for you. And if that's your truth, they got to live in it. Your uncle, you know what I mean? Hey, they'll get over it. It's your body. You know what I mean?
But people don't want to accept the consequences, though. That's the thing. You can't do that and not accept the consequences. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, some of the consequences that come with that. You know what I'm saying?
You said it best with the men. You got to be secure if your wife or girlfriend had been doing this thing. And then as a woman, you got to be secure that, it's still sexual harassment, but they send your pictures in an office email and they got a video of you doing something. You got to be insecure yourself. I'm an adult. I did that on my own time. You know what I mean? And things like this,
Or you take the consequences that can ruin your career. It's like we can't have you working here. We can't have you associated with this company, you know what I'm saying? You out there like that.
You gotta be secure and you gotta know your rights, you know what I mean? If they got a morality clause, they might get you, but if they don't, you can, you may have a discrimination suit, you know what I mean?
So did he have unrealistic expectations, or did he not measure twice before cutting once?
He couldn't have guessed this was going to happen, but I will go with unrealistic expectation that her past kind of wouldn't come up. She is who you married. We would thought she would, be an angel by now, but she's still that person. And he enjoyed who that person was for years.
Yeah, you can. I'm not saying you got to be an angel, but it's like when you married, though, you think it's like a commitment. You signing up for a commitment for vows now.
Yeah, I understand. He hoped he didn't have it, but he hoped he would have it or hoped he would have that thing. And it turned out he didn't have what he thought he had.
Yes.
I don't think she did anything wrong, but
You don't think she did anything wrong? You don't think she did anything wrong?
Maybe not communicating fully, little disrespectful, you know what I mean?
So you think the OnlyFans is cool? You don't got no problem with that?
If in their situation, yes.
You
asked the question, I answered the question.
Yeah, I think he had unrealistic expectations, man. I mean, what are some of the predictors? Like when you you see a girl walk up to you, or what's some of the stuff be like, you know what, I'm not talking to her at all. She's not even on the draft board. What's some of the probably you think unpopular tendencies?
You know what? I seriously dated a girl with OnlyFans once. Like she didn't show her face or anything like that, and it was in the past when I was younger. It wasn't no consequences to it. I mean, she did what she did on the internet. You know what I mean? They don't know, no face, no case.
But you didn't marry her though. Right?
No, I didn't. You know what I mean? But if I married her, I would, like, that would be in the vows, no OnlyFans without consent. You know what I mean? But
But she said it's my body, my choice. Like she told him, my body, my
no,
choice.
I mean,
Right?
so there's a marriage in the vow. So if you don't agree to this, we won't go forward with the marriage. Like it's like
Right.
maybe like a prenuptial.
But we know how the adults are. They'll agree to something and they'll change.
And then you void the contract of marriage. That's
Yeah.
in my situation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we didn't have that on his. You know what I mean?
No,
but,
what I'm saying is, what is some of the stuff that a girl wouldn't even get to being in a relationship? We see her be like, you know what? Like some people got bad feet. Like, you know what? Bad feet. That's not even you off the board. You off the draft board. You're not getting drafted.
Yeah, I mean that's like things that'll put my life in danger. This is not her fault. She's got an abusive baby daddy who has shot at her more than once.
Yeah.
I can't be in a situation. I know it's not your fault, sweetheart. You know what I mean? He crazy. It is not you. But crazy people, bullets will kill me as well. You know what I mean? It's the same person. Things like that, like drama, like fighting. If I have to fight to be with you, baby daddy, ex-boyfriend, things like that, that's a deal breaker. Bad money. We all bad money management. I'm not the perfect money manager. God be with me, you know what I mean? But really bad stuff like that. And I know I'm supposed to be the man and supposed to be the provider, all of your things. But if you meet somebody and they just not working, and they single and they just not working, that's a kind of deal breaker for me. Things like that. You know what I mean? She ain't gotta be rich, but I need you to like kind of be working, getting up and doing something every day. But it is advantages to having a woman that's not working. You know what I mean? They really got a lot of time for you, but and stuff like that. You don't get.
Before you even get to the relationship stuff, what are some of those like? Well, I know for me, right? I know I'm gonna get beat up for this, but let's say if somebody come up to you, she got like blue hair, like royal blue hair. Every part of her hair is royal blue. To me, that person probably unstable. That's probably not bueno. Not getting drafted. I don't know. It's something about wearing color like that, like blue hair, red or pink, or yellow,
blue, orange. I'm gonna give you a chance. You get an interview with me.
You think so?
I'm giving interviews. Like now, depending on how we can go to Cheesecake Factory. You know what I mean? But but I understand what you're saying. It'll be some good people.
You change your hair color completely to a color that don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. There's no reason for anybody here to be fire red. There's no reason.
Sexy red hair looks good.
Exactly. You making my point. Exactly.
So if they bumping, ski weed, like no, I don't know.
Nah, man.
But I just like to take. You can't judge a book by its cover. I'm willing to look at least at
they
the table.
They say you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but there's certain things you see, you be like, you know what? Nope, not taking a chance. I'm good. No chance. That's what
I'm taking a look at the table of contents on blue hair. You know what I mean? So
I bet you won't. They won't make it that far. I bet you be like, nah, I'm good.
I mean, but I'm looking at the table of contents. Chapter 6 get really good. You know what I mean? But 1, 2, 3, 4,
it's got to be mental health. There got to be some mental health stuff going on to change your hair to a color that's not a normal color. We talking about like a Crayola crayon color. It's just pretty crazy. Bad feet, definitely one. You got to take care of the feet. If you don't take care of your feet, I don't know. But
I mean, they're on the bottom. The feet on the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Trying to think of something else. What do you think about?
But is that a double standard? Like women supposed to take care of their feet, men just supposed to be out there with the bear claws?
No, dude, take care of their feet too. I took care of my feet. Y'all used to call me a Metro when I was young.
I mean, we all get pedicures, but
you get the whole package, man.
With the wax on your legs and everything.
I ain't do that. couldn't afford
I
that.
mean, I'll
Man.
do the wax. I mean, the wax is good. You know what I mean? No, I don't wax them. I mean, I don't get the hair removed.
So you got the Brazilian, wax.
I had too much loose skin for that, man. I feel like some.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh, let's go to the next slide. That's funny. So understanding that no argument is worth it, and knowing how to walk away to prevent the unknown. What you think about that, bro?
You know what?
Is it worth the argument, or is it not worth it? It's not worth it.
No matter where you are, it's your job, with your friends, and I'm gonna ask you this. Our question was supposed to be, and I'll ask y'all opinion about it. But arguments are the gateway drugs, or the start of some terrible situations I've seen. They'll start. They end up in life sentences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Losing custody of your kids. You know what I mean? Losing your job just for a little bickering, like something that could start so small as a disagreement can start like that. You know what I mean? You have to know your cutoff and really know the person you're dealing with, because you know what they're going through and what can trigger them. Like me and you, best friends, we argue for fun or whatever the point or case may be. I might not even believe the stuff I'm saying, but we still argue about it. But that's us. I know the person I'm arguing with. You know what I mean? I can be.
My wife thought we were serious when she heard us argue. My wife thought we were serious. Like, no, we never serious. No. No.
I had to when I was mad, I had to call back and apologize for our behavior at a birthday party. It was like, oh my God, y'all just did this. And my late friend's wife, she was like, well, that's how y'all are. You know what I mean? That's y'all, their friends. And that's why I invited y'all to, for him to have a good time.
Yeah. And I think this people don't realize the difference between an argument and debate. Some people think a debate is an argument.
Yeah.
And some people think an argument
is disagree with somebody, we got beat. You know what I mean? So that's not it with us. Yeah. But some people don't play like that. That's well. You know what I mean? I got some friends from my ex, her friends, they really don't like me. And I was just really having a debate with them, and they just really hate me. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I haven't hated anyone in years. But you gotta, do you, but it's not worth it. You know what I mean? When you see things escalating, if you're in a club, ain't no reason to argue with nobody. You step on their shoe, sorry, I'm out of here.
I got a slide they're gonna talk about that. I got a slide we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes too, but definitely gotta know when to walk away, especially like if it's something like, let's say with opposite sex, you definitely not worth it.
When you start
I've gotten to the point.
The next thing is physical. If you cussing her and disrespecting her, or she disrespecting you, that physical is coming.
Or they'll get you out of spite. Yeah. Or they get you out of spite. They're gonna report you or get you go through legal trouble. But just because you got the best of them in an argument, you know what I'm saying? Happens.
I mean, you do it too. Like, I can't beat her in an argument. I'm stronger than her. I'm a slap. She'll shut up doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's just the dumbest way of thinking in the world.
Yeah, I know. Learning from my mistakes when I was younger, I'd be like in the interrogation room. I don't say nothing. I'd be like, just before they be talking to me, I just don't say nothing. Just sit there and look at them. Sometimes you gotta let people hear themselves, and then they'll stop. Like, wait a minute, why am I doing all the talking? You ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah. But you had a slide?
Huh?
You had a slide?
Yeah. It's let me switch to it real quick. Hold on. It was something that happened in New York. You probably heard on Willie D, I think that's where I got it from. It was some neighbors that was arguing with each other in New York, in like Brooklyn or something like that. So what happened was, there's a lot of little things that keep coming out. But what happened was, it was a dude that stayed downstairs, and there was some people that stayed upstairs. And I think it was some people with kids or something like that, but they would make noise, and he'd tap the ceiling because they stayed in apartments. And the dude upstairs would hit the floor, like, stop doing that. So it kept going back and forth. Well, this particular day, I think it happened a couple of days ago. He came upstairs, and the dude from downstairs came upstairs and kicked the door. So when he came upstairs and kicked the door, I guess the dude's wife answered the door and said, you know, what's stock? Can you stop doing that? And I guess her husband, when he came outside, talked crazy to him, went inside, got his shirt, put his shirt on. He came outside with some scissors and walked up to him. And let me see if I can pull this up real quick. And then I'll share it with you. He came outside with some scissors and was talking. They was talking crazy to each other. And I guess it's on video too. I'm there to show this without dinging us on YouTube because it was kind of graphic.
Yeah.
But what happened was, hold on 1 second. Let me share the screen real quick. So he walked out with some, and when he go to turn his back to go back in the house, dude pulled out a gun. And if I can get it, like he don't want to do it.
But it's good. We get the picture, man. And he brought some scissors to a gunfight. It's like bringing it to a phase, and then somebody played the little Joker. I mean, it ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah, it don't want to do it. I try to do it. It don't want to do it. But what happened was he walked up to him with some scissors.
A deadly weapon.
I don't want to freeze it up. Man, those some little kid scissors, man. It wasn't like the, your mom's scissors with the black handle. This was like some little kid scissors, man. But he didn't shoot him looking face to face. He waited till dude turn his back and walk back towards the apartment, and he pulled out a gun and shot dude in the back.
Yeah.
Now, when he did that, his son ran out. He shot his son too.
Yeah, that's a coward in the worst way.
Yeah.
He brought that gun planning to use it. You brought a gun to an argument with your neighbor. This is your neighbor about noise. You brought your gun to that man's house. If you thought it was going to be dangerous enough that he was going to do something to you when you knocked on his door, you shouldn't have went up there. That's the thing. Right. If you think you need a gun to go somewhere, don't go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, if you just going home, you're doing your thing, you're going somewhere, you know what I mean? You want to be safe, carry your gun. I mean, but if you're going somewhere, hey man, I know they be acting fool out here. I have to bring my gun. Why do you want to be at a place that you have to have your gun?
So here's another side of the fence too. The guy that came out with the scissors. You don't know what another person's intent is. That's why it's not worth to argue all the time, especially with people you don't fool with like that.
Yep.
Because he probably didn't know today I'm about to die. He probably didn't even know that. He probably didn't know, like, man, I'm finna go on here. When he couldn't win the house to put his shirt back on, he could have just said, tell everybody come in the house, forget that dude, man. We're not worried about that. But instead, he went back outside with the scissors, inciting. You got to know when to walk away, man. Stop letting that hood mentality mess with you, man. I got to go do something. I got to show him who's the boss. And then you didn't know that could be the last moments of your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, man. I think his daughter, man, saw him get shot. His wife tried to shut the door because he was already down on the ground. But I think they ended up catching up with him. I think the police caught up with him and killed him because he tried to rush the dude who had the gun. He tried to rush the police with a knife, and they put in ahead and put him down, man.
And he wanted his life to end. You never know what somebody's going through when you do one little thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pranking people, throwing up the middle finger, bumping your horn can trigger somebody crazy. You didn't even really do nothing, but it triggered them. People, you know what I mean? He had it on his mind today. He wanted to die. Yeah. He wanted to kill somebody. And he wanted to die.
I got a question for you. Where's the demarc point for mental health for you? Like, what do you think? Like, where's the demarc point? Like, when is it not mental health and when is it mental health? You know, some people try to use that as
Okay, yeah.
a get out of jail free card.
I mean, you don't get out of jail, but like, when is it evil and when is it I'm crazy? Which one is
Yeah,
it? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, but I think any form of suicide is mental illness because who in
Oh,
their
for
logical
sure.
mind thinks, hey, I know a good way out of this situation is to kill myself.
Right,
Your rationale is, is all wrong.
right. I think anybody. I think when they talk about mental health, there is a threshold. But I think most people, if you live in the inner city or the hood for a long time, I mean, everybody deal with some mental. I mean, just thinking about, man, how am I gonna pay the bills from day to day? I mean, that will wear and tear on
I
a
don't
lot of people.
understand. I don't understand why in the black community that's not deemed as depression because you got a reason for why you sad or reason you have anxiety. That means it's not anxiety. Well, you just broke. That ain't anxiety or depression. I don't
Yeah,
know if I'm going to be able to stay in this apartment with my kids next
right.
month
Yeah,
because you know what I mean. And that's real anxiety. What's going to happen to me in my future next? I don't know. I don't have enough money. I know it's not going to come in. I can only borrow so much. You know what I mean. I can only put so much on a credit card. That's true anxiety. It's not
right,
that I got a first date and I'm nervous about, or
right.
I wonder if my application for Harvard is going to go through. I mean, that's
Yeah,
anxiety too. But like you don't know if you got to choose which one of your children gets to wear the coat to school.
right.
You know what I mean? Feeling like a failure as a parent because of that. And I know it's a bunch of decisions to lead to being in that type of situation. And
So, dudes,
just
let me ask
because
you
it's your
this.
fault, don't mean you not supposed to be depressed or whatever.
So, you think about some of the dudes we know and grew up with, like dudes who instead of working out arguments, they always use their fist to solve their problems. Like it's a physical altercation to solve their problems every time. They don't know how to like walk away. You think that's a mental health?
Yeah, I mean, they're conditioned. They're conditioned to solve
Yeah,
their problems like that. That
yeah,
comes from childhood trauma. Every time they did something that their parent or guardian didn't agree with, they got smacked. So when they're in their adult life, when their brain does develop, when you do something I don't like, I'm going to smack you physically
right,
to correct that behavior
right.
because that what's happened to you, and now you're internalizing it. And when you get mad, you want them to stop, so you hit, and they don't get back up. You know what I mean? Things like that.
I
So
want to
it's
ask you. I want to
some,
ask you about somebody so bad. You think is it a mental health? But it's trying to make you laugh.
yeah.
I'm gonna just say Randy Moss. I'm gonna just say that you think he got mental. Oh man. So let me ask you. Then I'm gonna go to this slide, man. Oh man, hold on. At the stage. Let me know what you think about this. Realistic or cap? Do you pick who you fall in love with, or does it just happen with no control or thought?
That's a that's a really hard one. Um, you have to invite the person on the interview to have any kind of falling in love with them. Now, I thought some people were going to be temporary,
Yeah,
uh, and then they end up getting the job. But if I didn't give them the opportunity or the interview, they would have never gotten the love stage. And it was my
now here's the
choice
question.
to pick
Yeah,
them. Then it was my choice to pick them to even even though it was temporary, I picked them for the temporary uh, position that put them in a position for me to fall in love with them. So you got some control, but you never know who you're gonna fall for. So watch who you pick for any position in your life, because they might
so you
elevate.
think it's automatic? You think it's automatic?
No, it's a choice for sure.
Yeah,
Because if they were toxic to me, I would just cut them, love or not. You know what I mean? I always love them, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
So it's a choice.
Some people like Axiom though. There's that's what I was gonna ask you. Was it like an Axiom? It's like you gave them a job, just for the performance, then layoffs. The layoffs come later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I had to lay a couple off, people off. You know what I mean? So we can't afford the salary you're demanding. We ain't
It's
doing all that.
unfortunate, but we're gonna have to lay you off. It's very unfortunate, but
Trash take out itself. Well, I need.
yeah, I definitely think you have to make sure that person's at a point, meet the requirements before you fall in love with them. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Kind of like drafting. Before you draft them, make sure this person meets the scouting report, what you're trying to, do to fulfill your team. You know what I'm saying? Definitely just if you think it just happened, that's probably why some people in some crazy situation, they just think it just happened. I don't know. I don't think it just happened.
And I can't let this go, even though it doesn't serve me. Like, hey, I like you, I love you, but you know what I mean? I need these things, and you don't have them, you don't provide them. Emotional security, you know what I mean? Faithfulness, whatever those things are, you need those needs met. Other than some butterflies in your stomach. And
So, the thing about this.
My question that I want to ask you, somebody asked me, you choose your friends too, because we are introduced into a lot of people, and we gravitate to some, and we lose touch with others. So friendship is a choice too, and losing those friendships is. Somebody asked me, well, is it good to go in business with your friends, or is that just a red zone? Or if you and your friend have a bad conflict, is it okay to go to therapy with your friends? You know what I mean? Like, to salvage that relationship, maybe spiritual counseling, or pray together, prayer group, small group, whatever you call it. And I said, if your friendships are worth working on, their relationships too. If you're having a problem in a friendship, that's probably some of the same problems you have in your relationship. If you fix them in a friendship level, they'll fix them. It'll translate into relationship level. Friendship takes effort as well, not just romantic relationships. Y'all got to grow and change together. And if you don't want to be in a business relationship with your friend, you probably got a bad friend. Like, my friends. The ones I really consider my friends and my brothers, trustworthy, honest, never snake me. Like if your friends steady stabbing you in the back, trying to sleep with your girlfriend, and they that's just what friends do. That's not your friend. No. They're not a bad business partner. They're a bad person or a bad friend.
I think one of the hardest things. I don't know if it's hard, but the thing to understand as a young person is to be with a set of guys that all of y'all are on the same page. When you go somewhere, like if we both get pulled over, we on the same page. I'm not gonna jump at the cop and talk crazy to the cop, get us both beat up, probably killed. But there are some people though you go out with, they on the same page, it could go down. You know what I'm saying? It's little stuff like that make a difference. Or if you got friends that tell you to do something crazy, man, if I was you, man, I would have shot him, man. That probably ain't your friend. Unless y'all on the same page, that's what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing worth your freedom. And if you got somebody that think that something is worth their freedom, I don't know. Maybe that's your friend. That maybe you think the same thing. Some people think is respect, because he don't respect me, I got to do something to him, and you don't lose your freedom. They don't realize, is it worth your freedom? That word respect. Because there's people in the ground because of respect. There's people in jail 25 to life because of respect. You know what I'm saying? Because they're disrespected. And the part of this, go ahead.
And it's somebody's girlfriend over respect. And another thing too, being on the same page does not equate to being on the same level. Some seasons, that's your friend, they're gonna be up. Some seasons you're gonna be up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And helping somebody realize something is not carrying them, it's not outgrowing them. They just don't see it or realize it yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, but if you're the friend, every time somebody, you're on the level I'm on, and you just grow. I mean, you just like leave them where they at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to think about, why do people mentor people? You know what I mean? Iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you tell him something, that increases your mastery of that subject as well. You know what I mean?
But you know what's crazy, bro? Like, who do we have as mentors, though, bro? That's the crazy part. I don't think you realize that. Who do we have as mentors, though? Like growing up, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I know we was talking to your pops and stuff, but but otherwise than that, we didn't have like a professional, like in, like as far as in the field we was working in, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
or
No mentor,
showing us
nothing like
about
that.
a field that we didn't already know about. My
Yeah,
dad always, talked about healthcare work. My mom as well. I
yeah,
mean, we always had Bud at the club, was who was with
yeah,
a lawyer and gave us a lot of knowledge and opportunities. But we got coaches, and it leaves us in the same circle of jobs or a certain network of opportunities. You know what I mean? In sports, you know what I mean? And or maybe somebody in church. So in sports, church, you know what I mean? So there's a teacher, nurse.
Now I guess like in our
Things
20s, right? Somebody that really had you under their wing, like
yeah, yeah.
I
I
really
mean,
went up on somebody's wing, you know what I'm
we're
saying?
really
Like
hands on. Now I had,
it gave me the game.
we know a couple of hustlers that would definitely take you under their wing, and that's a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
They give you a pay, you know what I mean, tell you what to do. Really, there's some really nurturing guys. Those guys should be like life coaches. You know what I mean? They make you feel like you can do whatever the thing is, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
sometimes they know if like, well, you're really smart, you don't need to be doing this. And they can take a destructive crazy person and channel it, you know what I mean, and make them a really good enforcer, and make this Mav dude, maybe a really good distributor. Like, you're a player, you can convince these women to do anything. I think you can convince somebody to buy these products, you know what I mean? So
right.
they're really good talent managers, mentors, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like I say,
And
doing
then another thing too, right? When you have a good set of friends, friends, they don't hate on each other, right? Everybody has a different talent. Everybody not a receiver, everybody not a quarterback, everybody not a DN. Everybody has different skill sets. If you can ever understand it and everybody can come together, I think that's the thing about our community, though. Everybody kind of doing their own thing, but we never really come together. Kind of like how Bill Gates did with Steve Ballmer and all them.
yeah.
They all came together and they all billionaires, but they had to go through that process where nobody was getting paid, though. And everybody wants to get paid in our community, you know what I'm saying? There is no that
They
beginning
want to get
process.
paid. Like, first, you know what I mean? No
Yeah,
networking,
yeah,
don't doing this, like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
for
it's
sure.
all cash. Like, you just started your business, and you want to,
Right.
well, man, you got to pay my price. My price ain't too high, you know what I mean? And I don't
Yeah,
like it, you know what I mean? But you got to look at the skills you have around you. Like you said, you need a DN and receiver. Why don't you look around you for it instead of hiring outside the community?
yeah,
When you're paying them top dollar, you know what I mean? You know, my brother do that, you know what I mean? And
right.
blah, blah, blah. At least, assess his skills and try his product before you go outside of the
And
community.
then that last point, what you said about friends working together and stuff. How many when you look at scenarios with rappers, entertainers, and stuff like that, it probably happen to regular people too. If you hire your friend, is he gonna work this? Do we look at the thing the same way you do? Is he gonna work or learn more things just like you do, or does he feel like he just gonna just hang around and just get paid for doing nothing, pretty much?
Yeah,
That's the
so
kind of thing they feel entitled to what they should get. You know what I'm saying?
that separates a hustler from a person that want to be a
Yeah,
member of your entourage. You know what I mean?
right,
Now, I understand some people go through things. You know what I mean? And
right.
you got, like, you don't have to, and you carry somebody for a period. Hey, your
Yeah,
mom died, you blah blah blah, this and then you
right.
lost your job.
For sure.
I get you, but you can't
Right,
stay in that space forever, because I'm not going to carry you forever.
right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Your mom died 10 years ago, and you talking about, well, I cried all day today and smoked 3 blunts, you know what I mean, that I'm sponsoring because I'm, carrying you right now.
Right,
That's not the same. You know what I mean?
right. For sure.
Like, if somebody not working as hard because they're going through something, you got to understand that. Kind of don't cut your friend off because his mom died. You know what I mean? But
Right.
how
No, for
long
sure.
are you gonna carry somebody for? You know what I mean? Some reason they're not
What I'm
matching
saying is,
energy,
you think
they're
about like
not doing this.
LeBron, right? Like if you was like on LeBron entourage, but you didn't
Of
do
course.
nothing. All you did was just hang around on the couch, go to the games, but you don't, wash his car. You don't want to do none of that. You feel like, you should just give money, just taking checks or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Same way, like if
you,
you start a business with a friend, let's say if you
yeah.
start a business where y'all was selling tacos or something, you making the tacos, making the meat, and all he do is just show it up. You know what I'm saying? He don't even want to do the prep or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But he want the money though. You know what I'm saying?
And he sit there talking to you while you rolling and making the season beef. Man, I was there for you. I was there for emotional support. You know what I mean?
Man. So let me know what you think about this, bro. Realistic or cap? Tyrese's ex-wife wants him to come back, or did she realize that the grass was not green on the other side? Because she said that people was in her ears and people around her was kind of polluting her thoughts and decisions.
Yeah. So when you got a spouse, a lot of times you don't realize how much they're there because they're always there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't really remember your life before them as clearly as you thought you did. So she was with her friends, they saying this and this, but she got, Tyrese and, support.
Right.
Then you leave, now you stand by yourself and your friend's not there all the time. And then it's like, well, Tyrese used to be there here. Now he's not. You lose those resources. You lose that person that really knows you. When you're just talking about 5, 10 plus years, that person really knows you. Trying to know somebody else like on their level and then just don't equate to that. You got to watch who in your ear because you don't really see all that, at the time. But I do really believe in second chances. I believe in separation, kind of before divorce. Hey, you need to go out there and feel that.
Yeah.
Before you make this permanent decision.
Can you feel it? Can you feel?
And it ain't the love tonight. You think you're lonely now. So many songs.
Well, Al Green, ain't nothing worse than you break up with somebody. Al Green, come on, boy. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired.
It's freedom with being by yourself, but then it's also responsibility with that too. Yeah. And if you had somebody, there for you, you need to separate. Really feel that weight by yourself. He was
coming home to save his marriage, and she put a mask over the Ring camera so she couldn't see him move out.
Yeah, so that's when you really don't really want to face decisions you're making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard for you. You're ripping your own heart out. And then now you realize, well, it's going to be, when this pain goes away, it's going to be better. But it's not because it was unjust. But I think people need to be separated. And people want their child support, their alimony, and stuff like that. It's so much of a business when you don't want to be there. Those could be temporary feelings. Like you can really hate somebody in this moment, and you want to be away from them. 2 months later, you know what I mean? Where my baby? Where my boo? Like where he at? You know what I mean? Where am I support? You get scared. First person you want to call, your number blocked. You know what I mean? Because you
have to learn. Yeah, you have to learn how to appreciate. If you don't understand who you married before you married, then you have to learn that y'all not gonna be at the same place where you started. Number one, and then when you marry a person, like a high level actor or singer, I don't think people understand. Like this is not the 9 to 5 kind of person. This person is a performer. They have to go on the road. So that means if you marry this person, you're either going to be on the road supporting or you're going to be at home a lot of times without him being there or her, whatever you marry. It's just the game. If you marry an actor,
they'll take the check and they'll take the check and the prestige.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then it's coming to sacrifices and, it's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, and I'll move some other slide. This is the one we're going to end on this. Tell me what you think, bro. Just pick one, man. Pick one. Heat or Sicario?
I love Sicario, man. It was really good. It caught me by surprise. It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
But I know,
man, That desert
Yeah.
shootout though, where they had the AR-15 with the Hummer H1s, man. They had some good scenes in there, man. Sicario, it did, but man,
Yeah.
Heat though, bro. It's something about Heat.
And
But
then
you
it's
can
like
watch
I
Heat
like to
right now.
say, I think it's 3 Sicarios, right?
I think it is, but yeah, that first one cold though.
Man,
Yeah.
it's just like, man, they was in the mine and everything.
Yeah, when he told him, dude, if you don't clear that board, I don't care who in the way, are we running them over?
Yeah.
And that was an H2.
And then people like you shooting at people, like some people don't even care about their own life.
Mm-mm.
You
They
tell
don't.
them what they're gonna do to you.
Yeah.
They don't care if they live or die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he taught you so many lessons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you choose, no matter how smart you are, when you choose a certain lifestyle, it's got so many risks. I mean, all those plans, they had backup plans. Everything was foolproof. You know what I mean? But
You talking about Sicario or you talking about Heat?
Heat?
Sicario or Heat?
Heat.
Oh, Heat, yeah.
Somebody like Wayne, bro, messed the whole situation up. You know what I mean?
Somebody like that too. See, that's the thing about friends too, right? You got to be careful about the person like that. The live wire, y'all do something crazy. Dude didn't even have to do that. He didn't even have to do that, man. He just stupid, man.
And that's why I be saying, people say, I got new friends that'll do more for me than my old friends ever would. They'll do this and that. Nah, no new friends. Nah.
So I know Sicario, right? One of the probably two of the best scenes that I see that I remember. The one where he was like almost to a pope, right? But he got that truck and he threw the grenades in the car that drove on the side of him. They thought they was gonna run up on him and shoot him. And he pulled a pin and let it kind of sit for a minute. He threw the grenades in the car. And then when he walked up on the dude who killed his wife, man, that scene was so cold, man. He's like, nah, they're not going nowhere. You finna watch it. He made dude watch him. Then got him. Yeah, that was pretty cold, man.
So, but he thought he was. I mean, people be in their house. So if you gonna be grimy to somebody can be just as grimy to you.
Yeah.
Like you say, their family don't matter. His wife don't matter. His kids don't matter. You don't want to break up a happy home. Whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
The same thing can be done. You walked up in that man's house in front of his kids.
Man.
Thought he was.
However you want to frame it. However you want to frame it. I'm finna frame it right now. How you want it? 11 by 16 or 26 by 32. It don't matter, but it's finna get framed right now.
He was the victimizer all the time. He was on top. Now, he want mercy. Like, wait, hey man, you know what I mean? I can give you this, and now you want to reason with me. But when it was my wife on the chopping block, you didn't have no words. You was I thought you was a savage. What happened to that? What happened to that savage energy? And that's a lot of people nowadays. They savages when they come to doing a dirt, but then when it's different when somebody got a gun to your mama's head.
Now Heat, oh my God, Heat was a movie, bro. That movie where they was meeting up with the dude when he told him to give him his money, he tried to kill him. He tried to set him up.
And that was a little side quest. You know what I mean?
Yes, it was.
Ever went according to plan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When he tried to run in that truck, he met him with the 12 gauge.
He thought he was at the finish line.
Man, how many shots he have in that game? Was that a semi-auto? Or was that?
I think it was a pump, but you know what I mean. But they got 8 standards, so I did a 5 on a semi. But man,
which one of us out of the crew you think like Robert De Niro, bro? This was people realized too. He said, "Don't walk away." What was the saying? If the heat come on, can you walk away in 10 seconds if the heat come on or something like that?
Yeah, like don't get attached to nothing. You can't walk away. Don't get attached to nothing. 10 seconds flat. You know.
Yeah. But the thing was though, he knew Wayne Grove. He knew he was about to get away, but he had to go do it though. He couldn't turn his back.
That's a respect. When people got cold, they stick to it. Yeah. Sometimes your cold would have you with a sore butt.
Get you in trouble. The same code to get you away with stuff. The same code to get you in trouble.
The honor system that kept his men loyal and things like that.
Yeah.
The same one that got him killed. I mean, not caught. I mean, killed. He had happiness. He had everything. He had the girl. He had the money.
Yeah.
And he had a way out. but he had to do what he had to do.
Had
And
to
that
do it.
means, like, 6 months from then, that meant nothing. He was just another dead person.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Wow.
I don't know how people know it, but if you ever get a chance to watch Heat, you gotta watch that downtown scene when they robbed that last bank. Man, I don't know how they did the sound effects on there, bro, but man, like you got surround sound, man. That's gotta be the craziest shootout scene. I don't know if any other scene could top that, bro. They gotta be the craziest shootout scene, man.
It was just so wide open. Another thing too, like, we all the main characters in our movie, right? But that black dude came in, good guy. He was trying to do the right thing. Took that one job, first person to die. Driving a car. And they always tell you, you're just gonna be the driver. You're just gonna deliver this. You're just gonna do this or that.
One choice could change your whole life or end your life. One choice, bro. It's crazy. And then the Lincoln Town Car, that thing probably taking shot, can't take no shots. They should have had a Caprice Classic or something. They probably would have got away, man. And then they were shooting in the car. Can you imagine, man? Yo, your eardrum, no earmuffs, no earplugs.
That's terrible.
And then shoot downtown, everything echoing off the buildings, man. That's crazy, man. So which one you like, Heat or Sicario? You think you like? I'm gonna go with Heat.
Heat. Huh? I'm definitely Heat.
Yeah, I can watch Heat right now. I can go watch that right now.
Myself.
Oh, you did? Yeah, exactly. So before we get out of here, man, what you think about Loki so far, man? You been able to watch that?
I watched the first episode of the second season. I loved the first season. It was a really good change of pace, from watching the movies and the other series. I even watched She-Hulk, and Secret Wars.
She-Hulk, man. What my thing? What my cup of tea, man?
I watched Secret Wars too. And it was.
I'm wondering, man. When I was talking to my wife, I'm wondering when at the end of Ant-Man, when he said, they messing up what we built. Yeah. When he said that he died, well, he's talking about Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man, or was he talking about He Who Remains that they killed in Loki?
I think the one that Ant-Man got trapped. I think it was after. I think that was after.
You think after so?
Loki. So when he escaped the timeline at the end of time, I think that was where he landed. In the yeah, I mean, but I'm like, I'm half remembering.
He was exiled. I thought he was exiled by the other Lokis. What he said, he was exiled by the other. I mean, not Lokis, but the other
we don't know what happened. Like the girl, we don't know what happened. With the girl, like the show cut off. Like at that point on season 1, we didn't know where she was. She was with him. She said she was gonna kill him, but we didn't know how. But then when she killed him, it could have released him. You know what I mean? Because or the female Loki could have took his place at the end of time too, because somebody is like Atlas. Somebody's got to be there. But like I say, I'm not all caught up on the.
Yeah, I'll let you watch it and we'll talk about it. But you got to see the other.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. He had to escape at the end of time. That's where they put him, and where he couldn't get away.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But yeah, guys, want to come by? What you want to say?
Just thanks for watching us live, growing with us. Like, share, subscribe,
Yeah. I think we on Instagram too. I think we rolling on Instagram live too. Let me see if we on Instagram. I think we on there too. I think we are. Oh, well, I'm trying to think. I think we are on Instagram live. I don't know. I think it's saying we on there now, but yeah, man, like, share, subscribe, hit the like button. Anybody who watch it after this, we go live. Hit the likes. We'll be making clips as well, but hit that likes button, hit that subscribe button. Thank to the people who commented. Tremel, he said he might come on the podcast with us. That's the one I did the sports with last time.
Yes, sir.
Whiteout Productions. He said he a young bull too, so we need some young mind on here, man. To kind of talk about that. And then thanks for my mom. Love you too, mama. And I gotta thank my wife for not putting me in that position, bro. Because man, that's a tough position to be in, man.
Sure.
I mean, dudes can say what they'll do. Yeah, they'll say that they'll let that happen, but I don't think a lot of dudes. I'm gonna say 95. I'm gonna say 98% of dudes probably ain't gonna let that happen. If they send their power, they're not gonna let that happen. It's a 2%, and those dudes are different, man. They're just some different guys. And so, but yeah, guys, we signing out. Thanks for watching. CTM TV Little Rock, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter or X. Check us out. Help us grow, help us get to 1K, and we signing out.